Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a few minutes to go over some of the CLI data and how to read the breakdown on our CLI data. Please excuse my scratchiness. I have been a little sick, under the weather with all of these changes and allergies, and it's just been awful. So when you go to the CLI website, yours is going to look a little bit different than mine, but you'll be able to access the TPRI or the second grade. So I'm going to do this for both first grade and second grade since I just wanted to combine it into one video. So for first grade, you'll go to your TPRI. You'll be on the dashboard. You go into the classroom. I want to go into one of the classes, so I'm going to pick Miss Beam's class. So I'm going to get the report of all of the stuff that we just tested. So I'm going to go into reports. I'm going to go into class summary, and it's going to pull this up. Now, we didn't test all of these pieces. We only tested a few. So I'm going to click on all of the things that we tested. Now, I know that some of your classes using the benchmark, the branching rules for first grade, we didn't go through every single piece, but you'll see that there's an asterisk next to the ones that weren't there. So when you click on all of these pieces, you're going to hit benchmark report, and it is going to give you a quick summary of each category. So you'll see all the categories are listed here, and then here's the percentages of each category. So your D is your developing, so here are all of the developing percentages. And then over here are your still developing percentages. So one thing that you can do is pull this, and I actually pulled it for you and I put it in the Google folder and I shared it with you. You can export it, it'll turn it into a PDF, and you can print it. And the nice thing about this is it gives you a class overview of the kiddos of your class. And you've got, in her class, she's got about 67% developing on letter sounds and 33% still developing on letter sounds. Now I'm going to pull the class or the school report for you guys and put it in there as well so we can look at it as a whole. I'm going to go back to that home screen. Click out of that. Now another way that I can narrow it down even further is if I go into my view groups. When I click on that, it is going to give me all of my students that struggled with the letter sounds. It's going to give me the word reading, blending, all of these pieces. And you'll notice for the screeners, they only have home activities, and I'll show you guys that in a minute, but they only have home activities that you can send home for them to do. But if you scroll down, so if you go down to the blending parts, you'll see that these are the kiddos who struggle with that, and here are some classroom activities that you can do. So you'll click on it, and it'll take you to a classroom activity. Now it's a really quick thing. So here's your onset rhymes or word parts to form a word. Here's the word list. So say to the students, ask the group to repeat, ask students to blend the word parts, and then repeat the form. So it gives you tons and tons of words. So you can actually do this in place of some of the word work that you do in guided reading, or you can continue the word work in guided reading and then do this in like a small group intervention time, especially for those kiddos who you feel are going to be something that you're going to be utilizing in RTI. This is great information. If you do these words in pieces, you can fill out that RTI form and put all of this information in. If you have questions about that, I'd be more than happy to come help you fill out the form. Okay, I'm going to exit out of this and go back. Now I can pull a school report, so I will pull that and put that in the folder, and we can discuss that a little further when we meet our planning. So when you do your view groups and you have those pieces, that was a great place to look at the kiddos who are struggling and then really combat those areas. Now I want to show you another piece, so I'm going to go back to my home page. In second grade, I'll show you in a second. If you go all the way down to the blue part, you can see where it says Circle Activity Collection Pre-K to 2. If you click on that, it's going to take you to some different activities that you can do. So for first grade, if you go in, you can actually look and scroll through the activities. They are in alphabetical order, but another way to do it is go in here. So if I'm working on blending, I can go in and find things for blending. I can also go into learning areas and do such thing as phonological awareness. Go to phonemes, and it'll give me some steps. I have to erase this. Okay, so I can do alliteration, I can do rhyming, I can do lots of different things, and it'll actually pull up all of these pieces for me by grade level. Now, a lot of this is repetitive, grades K through 2, but it is really, really great stuff. And some of it is very, very simple. So let's look at this one. It tells you when to do it. It gives you directions on how to do it. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of pieces that you have to print out. There are some other ones that you will have to print out some pieces, but there's very, very quick things. From the majority of what I've seen, it's just a few cards. So here's a couple of cards that you can do whole group. Print them out. You don't have to laminate them if you're doing whole group, because the only person who's going to have hands on them is going to be you. Now, if there's something that you want to put in and do in stations, then you're going to have to print a couple of copies. That way students aren't touching them, and you can, or students aren't touching the same ones, and then you can quarantine them over the weekend. Okay, we go back. Second grade is going to take you to the same place. A lot of the activities lap over, so it's not anything that is new. And it will not go back to the home page. Okay. Let me go back to my CLI. Second grade, same thing for your testing. You'll go in and you'll pick your class. You're going to go into reports. Yours is going to look just slightly different. You're going to click on all of the pieces that we tested. We did all of the spelling. So you'll hit your benchmark report. I believe you guys did word reading too, but let me double check. I cannot remember. You'll click on that. Once you click on that, your piece will come up just like first grade. And it'll do the same thing where it has your developing and you're still developing for your classroom. Now again, I will pull the report for your grade level. Now if I go back and I exit out and I go to my view groups, it'll give me the same information. It hones in on the students that need each one, and it gives you some activities. So for home activities, you can send by email if you have the parent email and just share the ones that you want with them. Again, if you scroll down, you have more activities that you can do with them. And again, this is a great thing to utilize, especially for your RTI, your documentation that we need in order for us to push them through the tiers to get them tested if needed. Okay? Another great place to go is if you go to tpri.org. Last time I did this, it did not work for me, so let's see what happens this time. So if you go to tpri.org, it'll take you to this website. Okay, you're going to come here, you'll go to resources, you'll go to resources for teachers, and you go over here where it says Black Line Masters, and it'll take you to different Black Line Master activities that you can do. So these pieces are a little more intense. They have a lot more things that you have to print. For example, this one right here, the rhyme concentration, is a game that students can play. You will have to print these cards. You can laminate them and then put them into stations as well. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do my best to print a lot of these activities out using the data that I've collected to see exactly which ones we need per grade level, so that way it's a little less work for you guys to do, but please bear with me and give me some time to do this, okay? So those are two places that you can go to kind of look at and find some different activities for your kiddos to do. If you have any questions or if you need any help with the data desegregation, please come talk to me. Please let me know. Be more than happy to help you out. Thank you.